A Time to Believe, read by actor Mary Hobby and author Theola Bright. It all started today when I was downtown shopping for my wedding. I met this old lady that smiled at me sweetly and asked me if I had any money for her to take a taxi or bus because she didn't have any. I was just about to dig into my purse to give her bus fare when it occurred to me that I had to be home by 4:30 because my girlfriend Lorraine said she was going to come by and do some talking and with me and help me plan my wedding. Looking at the old lady, I said, I probably can give you a ride home if you don't live too far away. I asked, where do you live? She said, I live at 4157 Lango Boulevard. Well, I almost dropped my bags when she said that because the address she had given was the same as my address. What a coincidence, I said, recovering. I live in the same apartment building, but I have never seen you there before. What is your apartment number? She said, I live in apartment 6E. I stopped looking for my keys for a moment to stare at her and see if maybe she was an old relative or someone I knew and just didn't recognize before. I let out a sigh, and I felt sorry for her because she was an old lady and maybe she was suffering from Alzheimer's or something. So I spoke to her softly, and I said, no, apartment 6E is not your apartment number. Do you remember what number you push on the elevator to get to your apartment? I was thinking maybe she lived in apartment E on another floor because 6E was where I lived. You heard me right the first time, sweetie, she said, even more sweetly this time with that old lady smile. I live in apartment 6E on the 6th floor. No, you don't live in apartment 6E, I said a little louder, getting impatient. I live in 6E. What was that address again, I asked? She smiled again and said, as I said before, sweetie, 4157 Lango Boulevard. But that's impossible because I live at that same address and my apartment number is 6E. My apartment. I was almost shouting by now. Yes, I know that is your apartment number. As a matter of fact, I know everything about you, she said. You see, I've been watching you and I've been waiting here for you because I knew you would offer me some help and I must go home with you because you're very special to me. Now, I was beginning to question this old lady's occupation. Maybe she was one of those fortune tellers or one of those flim-flammers that my grandmother used to talk about. She said they would hypnotize you while they talk to you and have you go to the bank and draw all your money out to give to them. I clutched my purse a little bit tighter, wondering what was she up to. Don't be frightened, my dear, she said with that funny little smile and began to look like a smirk. She had a smile on her face, but her eyes were cold as icebergs and just as piercing. I noticed from the first time that her eyes did not shine. They were dull and hollow. I will do you no harm, she continued. I have a gift for you. I have something that everybody wants and money can't buy. I can give you immortality. My mind was saying, walk away as fast as you can from this Looney Tune. You got to get away from her. Run to your car and don't look back. This lady is crazy. I tried to move, but my feet felt like they were glued to the ground. I tried to say, no, lady, you have the wrong person. I don't want immortality. But the words would not come out. I felt like I was in a trance, in a state that my mama would call the witch riding you in your sleep. I couldn't speak or call out for help. Although I was wide awake, I felt like an invisible force had surrounded my body. And then the old lady took my arm, and she led me into the direction where I had parked my car. I was helpless. I could see tears running down my face, but I could not wipe them away. I could only watch her lead me to my car. And as I drove, she spoke.
I'm going to be with you from now on. That way I can take proper care of you and prepare you for your new life. I will see that you have every little thing that your heart desires. You're going to love it. All you have to do is say that you'll share these things with me. Oh, you must not tell anyone about me, for if you do, that person will surely die. No one must ever know that I still exist. They have tried to destroy me many times, but each time they tried, I still have been able because these fools do not realize the soul of a person, their spirit, never dies. They have been destroying different bodies, but the soul of the person in the olden days, people would call me a witch.